Assisted Lab, deploying a Docker container. Scenario: deploying an application within a VM running a full OS can be quite time-consuming. Containers represent a faster way to build and deploy various types of instances. You can use containers to run server or desktop operating systems, implement databases and web apps, deploy networking appliances, or virtually any other computing task. To complete this lab, deploy and manage a Docker container. In this lab, Docker is running containers cached in a local registry, localhost 5000. You can only run containers that have been pre-cached. Normally, containers would be fetched from a registry across the internet. This lab introduces the Ubuntu server distribution of Linux. Unlike Fedora, Ubuntu is released in stable packages with a long support lifecycle, referred to as long-term support (LTS) versions. You can also opt for a rolling version, which is updated more regularly but not supported for as long. Unlike RHEL, Ubuntu is free and open source (FOSS) and can be used without a support contract. Objectives: this activity is designed to test your understanding of and ability to apply content examples in the following CompTIA server plus objective. 2.5 Summarize the purpose and operation of virtualization. 0% tasks complete. Next, deploy a Docker container. Deploy a Docker container. Use LAMP 10 to deploy the Docker container Juice Shop, an intentionally vulnerable web app. Juice Shop is developed by OWASP. To complete this lab, you can either operate the Ubuntu server over SSH, which will allow you to copy and paste command strings, or work directly at the shell. To use SSH, select the PC10 VM. Send Ctrl+Alt+Delete and sign in with the username Jamie and password $$W0RD. If you prefer to use the Ubuntu shell directly, select the LAMP 10 VM. Log in with the username LAMP and password $$W0RD. If the prompt is not visible, press Enter. You will not be able to copy and paste text. Open the PuTTY desktop shortcut icon. PuTTY is a freeware terminal emulation tool written and maintained primarily by Simon Tatum. In the host name box, type LAMP 10 and then select the Open button. At the prompt dialog, select Yes to trust the server. At the command prompt, enter the username LAMP and then the password $$W0RD. Note that no characters or placeholders will be shown as you type the password. Run the following command to run a simple container, confirming with the password $$W0RD when prompted. Sudo docker run localhost 5000/hello world. A hello from Docker message will be printed to the terminal. Execute the following command to run a more interesting container. Sudo docker run drmp 3000:3000 localhost 5000/juiceshop. This creates a port 3000 on which other hosts can access the container. Use a browser to open http://lamp10:3000. The Docker container hosts the intentionally vulnerable web application Juice Shop. Select the Score button to validate this task. 0% tasks complete. Previous Next, Manage Docker containers. Manage Docker containers. Run the following command to check the status of containers. Sudo docker container list. Note that while the image is named localhost 5000/jushop, the container has a separate name and container ID. These values are used to manage the container. Make a note of the name assigned to jushop. Run the following command to stop the container. Sudo docker stop container. If there is an error, ensure you have input the container name correctly. Run sudo docker container list again to check that the container is stopped. The remaining Docker container runs the local registry of cached images. Select the score button to validate this task. 64% tasks complete. Previous next, review lab. Review lab. Answer the following comprehensive questions to ensure that you recognize the importance of the activity steps and the uses for the information you have learned. What type of virtualization was deployed in this lab? Container. Over-provisioned. Bare metal. Type 2. True or false? A Docker container that runs a website must use the default HTTP port. False. True. 100% tasks complete. Previous next, grade lab. Grade lab. That concludes this lab. Please ensure you end it properly rather than just closing the browser window. Once you select Submit, you will not be able to return to this lab instance. If you want to repeat the lab, you can launch a new instance from your lab portal. Check all the step boxes above to mark all tasks as complete and make sure you have submitted responses to all the activities. Select Submit below to grade the lab. 100% tasks complete. Previous submit.